is going on, internet? It is me, Ori. What's going on? We are live here. It is Thursday, October 19th, day 79. Excuse me, inside the Big Brother house. We've got a lot to go over today. If you are new here, Thursdays are a little bit different than what goes on a normal day. We do the live feed update, then we also have an after party chat where we have everybody in the chat there. Good morning to all of you. If you're watching this after the fact, we do have chapters where you can kind of follow along. But let's start off with the live feed update because that's what I know a lot of you are here for. And we got a good bit to talk about because where we left off, we've had this double blindside with Cory and America. They find themselves now on the block by the hand of Jag, who was invisible HOH this week and could have had the opportunity to have his hands completely clean. Nobody would have even known that he did anything, but somehow ends up in the position where he puts up literally half the house and ends up where everybody knows he was the HOH. So he ends up where he put up Cirie, or he put up Blue and he put up Felicia. Blue winning veto was the big catalyst on how this all changed. By her doing that, it takes away his target, who was one of his best friends. And now we end up with Cory and America on the block. Yesterday on the live feeds, though, we finally had America meet up with both Matt and Jag. And it was less awkward than you would have expected their meetings to have been, especially after the literal F off that she gave Jag initially. But they kind of both fell back into like their joking ways about how he's like, I bet you want to kill me in the game and in real life. And they started joking about how like this is typical Unreliables. They had the joke of the whole Unreliables, which was really kind of real in a way, but also not real. And it was kind of nice to see them both go back in the joking aspect and having fun and being friendly. This by no means, though, means they're good game-wise. Like, America and Jag are not going to be working together moving forward. America and Matt are not going to be working together moving forward. I suspect if either of them end up winning HOH, they're putting the other up, right? Like, there's no questions about that. And I say this kind of just with the assumption that America will be staying tonight at the eviction. And I think Cory even has kind of accepted that, but he didn't take it lying down. He did go and make some pitches and like didn't just take his fate. He put on the suit jacket and he's like, you know, this is serious business. I'm Cory Wurtenberger, attorney at law. I'm looking for, you know, some clients to get on my side. He made his pitches. He chatted with Cirie and Felicia, who they did in fact consider keeping him. Like they were like, you know what, it might be smart to keep Cory. Like, what are the benefits? What are the pros and cons? They talked about it, but in the end, like they just didn't 100% feel like they can trust him. Bowie wasn't on board either, and that was a big part of this, is he needed Bowie's vote. And she actually got upset yesterday as well. She was talking to Jag, and she was talking about how she was worrying that, like, Matt and him are just going to cut her in the end for Cirie. And she said it started to feel like how things were back when Izzy was still here. And hey, we got a super chat. Look at that. From Michelle. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Get a little Hisam dance. A little Hisam dance as we're going. That's one of the benefits of the live updates on Thursdays is we have the chat, which I always hate that I ignore so early, but I want to get these updates out of the way and then we can jump in the chat. So I thank you guys all so much for hanging out here. So where were we? Yes. It was Bowie kind of feeling upset, right? Like she was not really liking how things were feeling. She felt like people were kind of starting to stop talking when she would enter the room. And it felt like, you know, how it was when Izzy used to be around. And then later she ended up talking to Felicia, who kind of got her all worked up because Cory kept like bringing up her name in different like pitches to Felicia. and saying like, oh, there was like this line and that line, we can do this and that, and like you should do this, you know, and just Cory being Cory. And that got Bowie worked up to the point where she's like, I'm gonna go confront him. And so she does, like, it wasn't like heated, but she was like, can you just stop the campaigning? And at this point it was like late at night, and Cory's like, I've already stopped, like it's over. I don't know what you're hearing, but it's not happening anymore. Yes, Tasha, I see that. It was a bit from Kevin Jacobs from BB Can 10. He did do something very, very similar. But it was still fun and nonetheless, Cory going at it. And he even gave a nod to Kevin when he was doing it. Where were we? Oh, yes, with Bowie just going in and confronting. But again, Cory already knew all this with it just not going to happen. He was still trying, right? He was putting in the effort. He didn't just want to go out, you know, oh, woe was me, right? He still wanted to be like, hey, I'm gonna go through the motions. That's why he put on like the suit jacket and stuff like that, because he's like, let's have fun with it at least. And he was at least trying. And he had a cam talk with us, probably one of his last cam talks. I always really enjoyed when he would do this, where he would just talk to the camera and talk to us. Even though he has admitted that he's also lied in some of his cam talks to us. But he thinks overall he played well. I agree with that. I think he did overall play well, but he got complacent. He got comfortable. As soon as you get comfortable in Big Brother, that's when you get taken out. And he's fully aware of his flaws, that how he doesn't make people at ease and they don't fully trust him all the time. He's like, I'm no Dr. Will, and you know, I'm no Dan. But I think overall, I think he did play well, but again, he got just too comfortable. He also made sure to tell America, like, don't trust Cirie and Felicia 100%. And they also got that clue kind of when Bowie came to confront them, because they're like, oh, so things we're saying to Felicia and Cirie are getting back to Bowie. So yeah, don't fully trust them 100%. But he also makes sure to tell her, if you can, take out Matt before Jag. Matt is the one who's playing the best right now. Matt is the one who's most likely to win. Matt is the one you need to worry about. So he's made sure to tell her that. Meanwhile, we had been talking about how Cirie and Felicia felt like Jag really needed to be taken out. But now it seems like they're more willing to let Bowie or America go. Oh, brother. Cirie's actually, I think, at this point, maybe a little bit blinded by Matt. She thinks that it might be better to work with them and let them kind of not go up, because they were just saying, like, if we want to take them out, we got to put them up against each other. But then you kind of burn Matt. I feel like you can redeem that, right? Like, Matt will still come back. Even if you nominated Matt, Matt will come back to you, Cirie. Like, you're good enough to get him back. But it kind of feels like they think Jag is outplaying Matt now at this point, and that Matt has more social connections, when really like Jag is the one they think has more social connections, but Matt is the one with the social connections. It's like they have it backwards now at this point. And then even Felicia thinks that they secretly want to take each other out. So it's like, oh, like I get the idea of like, oh, you don't want to upset Matt because like you kind of have Matt, but like you can fix that, right? Like you can repair that if you have to be like, look, we had to take out Jag. There was no other way. And we trusted you, but we didn't know if you weren't going to save him. So like you can work it out, right? But you need to break them up. If they don't break them up this week, I don't know. It's going to be really tough. Cory should be evicted tonight. I would assume that he gets evicted unanimously. I don't see anybody giving a pity vote in any way. Maybe they do. But overall, I think it should be a unanimous vote for Cory to go. As far as who I would like to see HOH, and this is where I'm going to start including you guys in on the chat, because I'm going to want to hear from you on this. Who do we want to see win HOH? Me personally, I'm pulling for America. Mainly because I'm not 100% sure that Cirie and Felicia will take the shot at Matt and Jag. America will take the shot at Matt and Jag. Blue and Bowie, I don't think take the shot either. And almost everybody else, if it's not America, does some kind of combo of Blue, America, and Bowie. And like, look, I'm not like, I think you guys can tell now at this point, most of the time, I kind of root for the most entertaining turnaround. So that's kind of what I'm going for at this point, is America to win HOH and see what happens with Matt and Jag going up on the block. But let me see, what's you guys saying in chat? I'm seeing a lot of Americas, Matt's, Bowie HOH because the funny. Pulling for a Blue HOH. Matt will only do what Jag says, which is not best for his game. That's true, Sandy. Though I don't know how much Matt will just do what Jag says, because Matt also was the one who really wanted to make sure that Cory was going out more recently. And it did kind of end up going that way. Felicia. Okay. A Cirie, America, or Blue to be HOH. Matt as HOH. Would be invisible HOH for Jag. That Mary, kind of true. Blue is blinded. She wouldn't put up the guys. And that's kind of the thing too. I think Blue might be a little bit blinded as well. What's the next comp, says Ty. I don't know what the next comp's going to be. I would assume it's going to be something more quiz based, something maybe like a puzzle, or maybe like a true and false, before and after, something different, right? Because we've had a lot of physical competitions in a row, so I would imagine it would be something a little bit more along those lines. But you never know. You never know what they're gonna do. Honestly, you know what would be a fun one? Like, though, you know what? It wouldn't be good because it would just take America out, and it's too against each other. I was gonna say a Knights, the chess one, but that would be too against America. Everybody would just be gunning to get her out. If they even knew how to play Knight's move, that would be the question. But yeah, I don't know what the competition would be. I want to see Matt, Jag, Felicia as final three, says Carolyn. That would be an interesting one. Ronald, I feel like I thought it might be a secret double eviction. Potentially. Let's talk about that, actually. What's the schedule looking like? Are we due for a double? I think we might. What's that? Is that do you pronounce your name Asha? Potentially? I might be pronouncing that wrong, but you asked what's Night Move. Knight's move is it's a classic Big Brother competition. Last time we did see it though was All Stars, the second one on BB25. But basically it's a big chessboard, and you can only move in L shapes, kind of like the knight on a chessboard. And when you do that, the spot you land on gets eliminated. So what you basically do is you can lock players in so that they can't move to another spot. So you could basically like target each other, and it really kind of like shows your hands. It's a fun competition, but it's more fun when you have like two opposing forces, right? When you have like kind of one target that I think mostly everybody would kind of go for in America, it's not as great. So like I was like, oh, that would be fun, because I actually know it would be fun for this amount of people. Like this is the right amount of people that you would want for that competition. But not in this situation. It could be that comp. But you wouldn't want that comp right now for if you're America. I left after tonight's eviction. I was until final 7 left after tonight's eviction. 3 was 3 until finale night. Do you think there is a double eviction on 2 Thursdays in a row? So let's pull up, hold on, let me pull up here, because actually we have in the Discord, we have the schedule pinned. So let me pull this up so we can kind of take a look at it. And I gotta copy that here. We'll put that into this window, and then I think if I do this. There we go. All right, here is the schedule moving forward. So where are we at here? October 19th. This is where we're at right now. And how many are going to be left after this now? 7. Hold on. Let's see. Pull the board again. So after tonight, we'll have 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're going to have 7 left right here. Which then, if we kept going normally, that would mean we would have 6 left, and then 5 left, and then 4 left on finale night. That's 1 too many, right? So there would potentially need to be a double eviction either next week or the week after. And I don't think they would do it the week after, the week before finale. I don't think they would do that as a double. Like they wouldn't go 4 to 5. Right? So next week or this week as like a surprise double would make a lot of sense. The other thing they could do, if it's not a double eviction, is this week you have and I should pull the schedule back up so it's easier to follow along with what I'm saying here. So this week on the 19th, we'll have 7 people left at the end of the night. Next week, we'll have 6 people left on the 26th. What if on October 31st, there is a instant eviction? So then you go from 7 on after tonight's. You go from 6 after next Thursday. This October 31st, the Halloween episode, right? Right on Halloween, Otter, you kind of see where I'm going, right? Where it's like, that would be kind of cool. And like an instant like surprise eviction on the 31st to make it so it would be going to 5 people. And then November 2nd would be the one where you would do down to 4 people. Oh, wait, but then you would still have 4 people going into the finale weekend, and there's no Tuesday episode. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That is a weird little setup, ain't it? That's a weird little setup with how everything is. If there was a Tuesday episode on November 7th, it would all make a lot of sense, right? There's always been a rumor of a triple eviction. So let's think about this again. All right, Cory is getting evicted tonight on October 19th. Next week, someone will get evicted, and we'll then have 6 people left in the house. If things stay normal, we'll need at some point 2 people to go before finale in one episode. Because even if you just do, we're down to 7 this week. Let's see. Oh, Roman, I see that coming in. It didn't pop up on the alerts, but I see it coming in. It has to be a triple, and they will lose their minds, right? They would be just like, what would we, like, just instant, like, what do we do? Well, hold on, what do we do? And that would be a bloodbath. It would be brutal if it's a triple eviction. That would be absolutely brutal. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I asked, because there's too many in the house before finale, right? Yeah, Cameron, there's just too many in the house. So let's work backwards. Let's work backwards, maybe. That's why it's Roman, I'm with you. That's why it's kind of perfect, right? It kind of just fits. There's the alert for it. I'll give you the Hisam dance. But man, next week double, from 7 to 5, then a midweek surprise. Ooh. Okay, Cindy, let's work that out then. So we're at 7 at the end of tonight. Next week on the 26th, we go from 7 to 5. Then October 31st, we go from 5 to 4. And then November 2nd, we go from 4 to 3. Cindy, I like it. I like it. I think that makes a lot of sense. If they did a surprise instant eviction on the 31st, it would make a lot of sense. Wouldn't it have made a lot of sense if this past Tuesday, the 75-minute episode, was a surprise eviction? Wouldn't that have made a lot of sense, guys? But no, couldn't get that. Couldn't get that, could we? This is why I need to pay attention in math class. As Mecole says, the math ain't mathin'. It ain't mathin'. Double the night to end comic week when everything has been double. Dolores, that's a good possibility too, right? Just spring it on them. That would be wild, even if they like just sprung it on us. Because they normally promote that sort of a thing. They make it a mental comp on how many seconds so-and-so did. I know how Felicia, Cirie, and Bowie would do based on the last mental competition. Yeah, they are not great with estimating time. It seems like hopefully that is not no more time estimations. Can we not have any of those? Wouldn't it have made sense if there was a battle back was a day instead of a week? Yes, Roman, right? Like it shouldn't have taken that whole day. Or it shouldn't have taken that whole week. It just literally pushed the whole game an entire week. And it was like, why did we delay it like this? There was really no point in that. They do crazy stuff. They do crazy stuff, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you with that. It just, they do the craziest things. These producers. Expect the unexpected. Exactly. Expect the unexpected. I need more coffee to work this out. Exactly. Ty, right? I think there has to be a double at this point. Now, it only makes sense, right, to be some big surprise they're holding for tonight, which I don't know why they would do that and not promote it. Like, they would at least tell us, right? Or it's next Thursday, and that's the double. And then even then, you would think, unless they're going with 4 in the finale, which is a possibility, because one of the things I was talking about is this last week here, the finale week where there's 2 episodes, that's going to be a boring week on the feeds, guys. Let me tell you, like, it's going to be boring because this will be final 3, and it's just going to be the HOH competitions. Like, they'll probably do the start of the first one on Thursday, and then the second part will probably be like November 7th, maybe. And between that time, like, we're gonna have like nothing. Like, it's gonna be dead on the feeds. But if there's 4 people in there, and then there's like, they're changing things, I don't know, and there's like a surprise eviction, that could all be kind of fun. Like, if in the middle of this week there's no episode, but somebody got evicted in the middle of the week, that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird how the schedule is working out at the moment. It's definitely weird. This is why the producers need writers even in reality TV. Is it bad? I hope the president's national address doesn't affect BB tonight. Oh, is the president doing a national address? That's a thing. Gotta go to work. I'll finish watching the rest on catch up. Cindy, go have a great day at work. We will be here for you to watch afterwards. We're about to actually get into some Survivor talk, I think, which I have some thoughts about how the episode went last night. I would love to pique our interest because the game has been boring. Yeah, I agree. I think shaking things up needs to happen. Is there no more Nether region? Good point, T-Gold, right? They had that competition on the Nether region street, so maybe it turned into the comic universe. They still had the backyard last night, which again kind of makes me think it's a very easy HOH to set up, kind of a very simple question, like a booth kind of a competition, maybe. Another Titanic coming up tonight, Ori. Maybe another one. Who knows? I would kind of like to see a Titanic moment happen with Cory and Cameron in the jury house. Some chaos is going to happen. I hope so. But we still have no feeds if special eviction. That's true. The feed situation it's gonna be weird. Especially going forward if there's a special eviction. Listening while at work, can't have a morning without y'all. I appreciate it, Stanley. Dang, did I miss the BB live update again? Just a little bit late. We were kind of talking about the schedule and stuff and just kind of chatting about the show in general. But you can rewind and go watch it or just watch it later on after the live stream as well. Hold or fold, it could be Carol. I'm loving Cirie's game now that she's been through some turmoil. Really seeing her work now. Oh, what if they think they evict someone midweek, but they go to the Nether region until finale? Ooh, Roman. What would a 4-person finale look like, right? Like, I don't even know how they would do that. Because that was a big thing. There was a lot of talk of like, oh, there might be a final 3, right? With it being like Cirie and Survivor and stuff like that. But I don't even know how you do that. Like, how does that work? I don't know. It feels weird and just not Big Brother. But I don't know. They may do something on the 31st since the theme of BB is scary, unexpected eviction, because we really haven't seen anything scary so far. Cameron, right? I think that would be fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. Hi, Moonlight Warrior. Hi. Timothy, what's up? They used that yard for the veto comp this week. I saw them walk out through one of the doors they used in the Nether comp. Yes, the veto comp was on like the streets where the Nether comp was, where they did like the houses and stuff. It was on that street. I actually really like the setup, and I like when they use like the sets outside of the house. It's why I wish they had like a dedicated comp space, because they could do so much more cool stuff and builds the whole week if they had full access to an area instead of like the backyard, which they had to cut off. They already did a lot of things that didn't work this season. That's true, Roman. That's true. They did. They did do a lot of things that didn't work this season. Before we get into some Survivor talk, because I do really want to talk about that, I just wanted to give a few little things that you can do to support the channel if you wanted to. You can become a member of the channel. You can see people like Roman there. He has a little Oreo badge next to his name. He also has emotes that he can use in chat as well. If you are a member, you get to do kind of stuff like that. Also, you could check out things like the Ori Fund, which I just realized I don't have the overlay for that. Boom, there we go. The Ori Fund. So it's just kind of a thing you can do to support Oris everywhere. And it does unlock a 12-hour stream, which I actually do owe a 12-hour stream already to be done, but it does unlock one of those. But there's links for some of that stuff actually in the chat right now where you can join the channel, which I think actually maybe the links might be broken on those potentially. But here, I'll do the other one. You can do exclamation Ori Fund, and that should pop up. Watch it not pop up. It does pop up. There we go. You can also check out the links to my socials like Kick and Discord looks like it's broken too. I gotta fix Nightbot a little bit. But you can do like exclamation Discord, exclamation Ori Fund. You can do Throne. Throne's another really cool place where you can check out some cool things as well if you want to support the channel. So lots of different ways you can do that. But just wanted to kind of get that out of the way. Some of your channels is not allowing me to join. Oh no. Saying not available in my country. That might be a thing. That might be a thing. I don't know. I think it is kind of like rolling out. It's fairly new, I guess. So it is a thing. Going to become an Oreo when I get paid. And there's no pressure. Hey, guys, by the way, there's no pressure to do any of these things. By the way, I don't expect it from any of you. I appreciate it when it happens, but by no means do I ever ask you to do anything. So please only do so if you can. And I do appreciate it when you do. Good morning, Ori. I am at work with my students. And they said aloud, hello, everyone have an awesome day at school, work, home, traveling, and play. I am also looking for a house shark. I mean, shake up. I love it. Well, good morning to you and all of your students as well. Hopefully everybody does have a fantastic day. What if America is the 5th vote in a 4-person finale? Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Though they did kind of say it would be a 7-person jury, right? So, like, you would imagine that there would still have to be, at least they would be at the best, a final 3 with an America's vote. Like, us as America, not America the player, but, like, the people. We the people. Or he's basically your professor. No. You do not want me to be your professor. Your BB professor. I could be your BB professor. I could do that. But anything else, probably not. But yes, I don't know. There's lots of different ways that things could go, and I'm interested to see how it does happen. But definitely interesting. Or you're better than the actual show. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. Let's jump into some Survivor. Did you guys like the episode last night? I really liked the episode last night. Except for the end. Except for the end. I thought everything else was good about it. And I thought it built towards some good stuff. The end was a little bit like, oh, come on, man. But let's talk about it a little bit, because we got the first tribe swap that we've gotten in a very, very, very long time. And it was desperately needed. And I think it shows with just how much storyline there is with each of these new tribes now moving forward. Just like that, the dynamics in this game have gotten so layered, it's awesome. Just by swapping the tribes. And this is something we've been missing in Survivor since this kind of new era. Pretty much since the COVID era. I assume it was probably to limit how much interaction they had in case there was some kind of outbreak or infection of it. So that way they could like quarantine a tribe if they needed to, right? So it's good to see finally we're getting the tribe swaps happening. And we ended up here, you can kind of see I did put them in order. I haven't put all the names and everything, but these are what the new tribes are. Bello ended up in an interesting dynamic there with being 2 former Reba members and 2 former Bello members and Emily from Lulu. Meanwhile, over on Lulu, Caleb ends up with a whole bunch of Bello people. And what makes it good, though, is that Caleb is such a good player. He already had, like, connections with, what's the guy's name? Jake? Because they did the sweat savvy thing. And Jake's like, oh, he was talking about, like, doing a thing together. And, like, we got that on lock. Then you also have Bruce, who's kind of got cracks. So while Caleb ended up in like a bad situation, being the odd one out, he's kind of in a good situation because of how good he's played. so far and how much things he's done and set up. And it's also interesting now because I already see moving into the merge a really fun dynamic happening with what is it, Drew and Austin and Emily, who have all kind of formed up over on the Bello side. They also have good relationships with Caleb because he went on like the invasion thing at the tribe. So he has a good relationship with them. So that's 4. And they also have a good relationship with was it Mama Julia and what's the other girl's name on Reba there next to Mama Julia there? I forget her name. But that's 6 people right there. Then if you add in Jake, that's a 7 majority going into merge. That would be really interesting. D, yes, D. Because she ended up doing the vote at Tribal later too. So she's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun dynamics right now with this tribes. And I'm really excited to see how this season kind of moves going forward. Now, we did end up with the Reba tribe having Sean. I don't even have him on there. And we can kind of talk a little bit about how that all played out. Because originally it seemed like Sean had a good connection with what's her name? Jemiah, over on the end there on Reba. And it seemed like they hit it off right off the bat. And then there was like a fun moment where they went off talking. And like the other 3 were like, let's search his bag. But Sean like used like, I don't know, it was some kind of like bolo knot, like square knot thing or whatever to tie his bag up. And so they were like decoding how to do it. They're like, okay, so this one goes this way and this one goes this way. So like we know how to put it back the way it was. I thought that was great. But the connection between Sean and Jemiah made Julie nervous. And then it ended up seeming like they were like, actually, wait, why don't we just get rid of Sifu? Right? Like, why don't we just do that? And then it seemed like that was going to happen. And then at Tribal, I almost thought, I thought Sean was acting. I thought he was just doing it and playing it up because they were like, oh, like at Tribal, we're going to be like, oh, we're Reba strong. So I thought like they were going to do a flashback to be like, all right, and I'm going to say I'm going to quit. I thought that was what was coming. But then he was like, write my name down. And like, I was hoping it would be like just to mess with Sifu so he didn't play like an idol or something. But no, it just really was him quitting. But then D writes down Sifu anyway. Like for no reason. No reason, honestly. Like all you're doing is making him now nervous. Like why? Why make him nervous like that? But also, I love it because it's chaos. It's fantastic. Because he's not going to look at them two. He's going to look at Jemiah. I forget her name. She literally showed up this week. Like Mama J, Julia, right? She showed up 2 episodes ago. Like she was not on the show for the first 3 episodes. She showed up 2 episodes. Jemiah, she showed up this episode. Like she had not been there until she talked to Sean. That was when I was like, oh, who's this lady? Never seen her before. So don't worry if I don't remember her name. But D's great. I love the chaos that she's bringing. Is it just me or did anyone catch the quick conversation that America had with Blue or someone about being woke at 6 a.m. today? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about there, Aaron. I didn't see that. This current OG Lulu, you have 2 quits, a person who can't get up a 6-foot ladder, and a candle. Welcome to OG Lulu. Oh, wow. The Lulu losers. They were fantastic. And Lulu winning for the first time. They just needed a whole new squad. They had to keep the face of the tribe with Caleb. They kept him around. But they won for the first time. And that was good for them. But yeah, what a crazy episode. What a crazy episode. But I love the new dynamics that we have going on, and it makes the game so, like, it was already interesting. I was already liking how everything was going, but as soon as you add in a tribe swap, I love when they do this because it makes everything just so much messier. It makes things so much more dynamic, and it's why, like, I wish they would bring back, like, the split house thing from last season on BB24, because I think when you add elements into that, like the little bit of chaos and like just switching up, like, oh, well, wait, now we don't have the numbers we thought we did, it adds something, and I kind of like when they do that. Jeff's reaction was priceless. Yes, it was. I think they need to make Lulu without context meme, probably. Probably. Could you explain a little short rundown about how Survivor is played? So basically, it's kind of similar to Big Brother, where every episode they're voting someone out, whereas like every week they're voting someone out in Big Brother. There's no one that's necessarily in power, necessarily, but each round, let's say, there will be a challenge for immunity. In the beginning stages, they're in tribes. This so happens to be 3 tribes. Some seasons it's 2 tribes. They'll then compete against each other for immunity. If there's 3 tribes, usually 2 of them get immunity, 1 goes to tribal. If there's 2 tribes, 1 gets immunity, 1 goes to tribal. The goal is to kind of survive at tribal, because at tribal, everyone can be voted for, and whoever has the most votes leaves, right? So if you're at tribal council and you don't have immunity, you're in trouble. Once you get to the merge, which is when everyone comes together, so no more tribes, it's an individual game, they will still have an immunity challenge, but only 1 person gets that. Everyone goes to tribal and you vote someone out. So it's a game that in the beginning of the game, you really want to keep people who are strong, because if your tribe is weak, you're going to lose and you're going to be going to tribal more often. But once you get to merge, that's when the people who are good at the challenges need to go, because they can keep winning immunities and be safe, and then you can't vote them out. So that's kind of a very basic rundown of how Survivor is played and kind of how the basic strategies go, in a way. And then there's a lot more to it, right? Like there's alliances that form just like in Big Brother, and there's advantages. You can find secret idols. You can find things where you can steal people's votes. Up here you can see next to Drew, he has safety without power. What that means, he can leave tribal, but he doesn't get the vote in that tribal council. So he's safe, but he has no say on anything that has that tribal anymore. Austin up there has that little idol next to him. That means he has a hidden immunity idol. So that means at tribal council, if as the votes are about to be read, if he thinks his name is the one that's written down the most, he can play his idol, and then he is safe and none of the votes count for him. So there's a lot that can kind of happen and go into it, and it can be very interesting. You have forgot Drew goodwill advantage. Oh, that's right. He does have the goodwill advantage. That's right. Which is basically, if someone doesn't have a vote, it gives him a vote. That's right. That's right. If someone doesn't have their vote, he can give them their vote back, is what it was. That is a thing I did forget. This is nice and all, very entertaining, but don't let the pandemonium distract you from the fact that Eagles picked the fight with the Jets and got grounded. Stin, did you have to go there, buddy? And can we time out Stin in the chat? Can we ban? How are you, Stin? Yeah, the Eagles had The Eagles had a rough one. They had a rough one, but listen, nobody. I didn't come into the season expecting the Eagles to be undefeated. Right? It's one game. It's one game. The Niners lost 2. They're still got the tied for the best record in the league at 5-1. So they're fine. They're fine. They have issues they have to work out. But I've been saying that. I've been saying they're not at their peak performance yet, which is why like them being 5-1 like and not being at their peak performance, like that's saying something right there. So I'm still okay with how the Eagles are going to do. Yes, Fred, someone gets voted out every day. It's very fast. Yeah, so Survivor used to be 39 days. It's now only 26 days. So it's very fast paced. And much different than Big Brother, which is very long and you have days for things to kind of soak in and develop. Whereas Survivor, it's like, oh, every day you're moving forward. And that's why if you kind of watch what Cirie did this season on Big Brother, the first like half of the season, like those first like 44 days, she was running everything because she's used to that fast-paced game. And you can only keep that pace for so long before people start to catch on in Big Brother because there's just so much time and there's the chance for them to compare the notes. Whereas these other games, they can really pull one over on them because it just happened so quickly that you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Like you don't even realize that it happened. It was so quick. Same thing with like the Traitors. It's only about 2 weeks long when they do the filming. So when you have a game like Big Brother, it's a marathon. And it's also why Cirie, even though her game kind of blew up in the middle of it, she finds herself in a really good spot now just because she has those natural skills from these games like playing Survivor and the Traitors to get herself back into a better spot. But she found out quickly, like, oh yeah, you've got to play it slower in Big Brother. You can't come out guns blazing like that or you get into trouble. Yes, Mary, go Phillies. Big game tonight. They're up 2-0 in the series, so hopefully looking to make it 3-0. What's your top 3 picks? Ooh, well, Caleb, I love Caleb. Emily, the 2 last Lulu members, I think good things are going to come from them for the rest of the season. I also like Drew. Who else do I like? D. I think I like D. She's chaos. I don't think she's going to do really well, but Caleb, Emily, and then that third pick, I think is Drew. D is the honorable mention. D's the honorable mention number 4. Yeah. Let's see. Where was I? Good teams peak after Thanksgiving. Exactly, PT. Exactly. Them wanting to get rid of Sifu was just self-sabotage. Right, Ace? That was a crazy idea. That was wild. Cirie kept saying she didn't realize what she signed up for. Exactly, Ace. Exactly. Oh, his name is Stin. Yes, his name is Stin. Yes. Stin's awesome, by the way. If you guys don't know Stin, he's got actually 2 channels. One where he talks more just like other shows, and then one that's specifically reality based. Stin, I don't know if you have links and you can put them in the chat. If you can put them in the chat, go for it. There's Stin right there saying stuff about Philadelphia. Stin's awesome. So go follow Stin because he puts out great work. He's fantastic. He's been doing Traitors updates and Survivors updates and streams. So go check out Stin. He's a good follow. D and Emily are almost the same person. Let's see. OG Lulu is gonna go extinct. I hope not. I like Emily and Caleb. I like them a lot. Cirie is the game experience to adjust when needed. That's what it's great to see her still in the game. 100%, Stephanie. Cirie was part of the mastermind that led the biggest boneheaded tribal decision ever. against Eric when her and her other ladies convinced Eric, the only man left, to use. It wasn't even an idol, Frederick. It was like his immunity that he won the challenge. he had immunity from the challenge he won and gave it up. So exactly, like that's on Cirie's resume, and like you cannot discredit for that. Are you sure Jag gets to play in the next veto? I think you mean HOH, but yes, he was told that he gets to play in the next one, which I also kind of agree is a little unfair, Norma. I'm with you. Emily really turned the game around. Yeah, Ace, let's talk about Emily real quick, because I liked how she's like, you know, Caleb helped me out and told me a few things, right, on how to act. But the best way I can describe this, like, she's like, just to be better with people, I would say be more normal. But like, it was awesome to see her like really kind of step up. It's kind of similar in a way, like not the same thing, but with Matt and Jag, how they learned to play BB on the job. Emily kind of got like an experience with that OG Lulu, and like she kind of learned like, oh, like, yeah, I gotta be better. And she, like she said, she gets a clean slate now with this new Bello tribe, and she finds herself as the swing vote between two former Rebas and two former Bello members. So she's in a great spot. As soon as the picks were drawn, I was like, oh, Caleb's in a tough spot, Sean's in a tough spot. Emily's looking good. Emily's looking fantastic. So yeah, she should be fine. Caleb looks like he finds himself in a good spot though, because he's got allies and there's cracks there, so he should be okay. But yeah, definitely interesting. I'm liking how things are moving forward. I'm liking how Emily found herself in a good spot, Caleb as well, and being the last two Lulus, I want to see them go far. I like if the two of them make it the final three, that would be a great story. I'm all here for it. I'm here for it. Let's see, where we at? I'm with Caleb and how Emily is on the Caleb train, right? I love it. I wonder if Santina was told to throw after Invisible HOH. I think she was allowed to play. I think the only one who had to like throw was Spicy. Did Spicy V have to throw? And then I think Claire had to throw when she did like the overthrow the HOH thing. Am I wrong on that? Maybe. But yeah, it is a little weird that he gets to play. Yes, Emily did a turnaround. However, do you think she will remain that way, or will her ugly side show up again? Maybe, because it might be. I think her devious side will definitely show again. Will it be exposed to everyone? Will it hinder in the game? I don't know. But I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. Can you give a quick rundown of why Bowie was crying? I missed it. Basically, she was worried that she was gonna get cut by Matt and Jag and Cirie. And she was like, it feels like how it used to when Izzy was around, where like people would like stop talking when she walked in the room. I don't know if voting Sabi was good play, to be honest. Like an idol is something you want from an ally. Yes, Matt, but I think also for Emily, Sabi wasn't an ally, right? Like she wasn't giving her full information like all the time. She had lied to her earlier about not having a vote, right? So she knew like she wasn't being honest with her. Whereas Caleb, he was the one who came to her, right? Like he was the one she knows she can trust. Cirie might put them up if Felicia, oh, I missed it. Felicia might out Jag. That's true. That's true. So where would you rank BB25 overall? Towards the top, middle, bottom? I think it's towards the top right now. I'd put BB25 up there. She was really hyped to start fresh. I never seen her smile so much. 100%. 100%. I'm back, already passed with my 8 medicine to my patient. having breakfast, are about to touch on Survivor. So we were just touching on Survivor, actually kind of just wrapping up a little bit. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about The Amazing Race. I also wanted to talk about the Traitors Canada, but also, who here's watched The House of Villains? Anybody here watch The House of Villains? It's been fantastic. Let's see, where was I on chat? Trying to catch up. I will say chat can be hard to catch up on. If I do miss your chats, I promise it's not spiteful. It is just that I missed it, and I apologize for that. You can, if you do want to make sure I see it, you can do a super chat, and that is something that kind of like pops up in my face. You get a little Hisam dance with it as well. Yes, House of Villains, love the House of Villains. Can't watch in Australia. Oh no, Rockstar. Rockstar, maybe we can hook that up for you. You work for Derek? If you're working for Derek, I don't know what you're talking about, but otherwise, maybe we can work something out for you. I haven't watched it, but I heard it's awesome. Oh, Stephanie, it's great. I watched the first episode. It's really good. We need Sassy Jeff back. I don't watch The Amazing Race anymore, but I've seen a couple episodes of this season. Seem pretty good. It's been all right. It's been all right. Yes, Josie, YouTube had the first episode. I don't know if it's still up, but it was up for a bit. Omarosa had that one girl crying in 5 minutes. Yes. All right, let's jump into it here. Hold on. I think if I do this and then this, there we go. So you guys can see a little bit here of what we're talking about. House of Villains. It's this new show. It's on E. It's 10, like what they're calling like the greatest reality villains of all time. So you got Johnny Bananas, you got Johnny Fairplay, you got Omarosa, what's her name? New York, right? She's on there. Who else do I know? I don't know if I really know many of their other ones, but like they're all like from other reality shows. Like one was from like The Bachelor, one's from like I think Vanderpump Rules or something. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like filmed how the challenge is, where they have this big house they're all living in, and then they're doing challenges, but it seems like it's kind of an HOH, but they're calling it the super villain, and the super villain gets to nominate 3 people, which I assume will be kind of like the 3 people will then face off in a challenge, almost like the challenges, right? Like how they have like an elimination challenge. And it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I thought the first episode was cool. It's very tongue-in-cheek. Like they had a part where what's his name? It's the guy from Community who's the host. The one dude called him Carson Daly. Joel McHale. Joel McHale is the host. And they had like the scene where he was welcoming everybody. He's like, welcome to the villains. And they were doing it out by the pool in the daytime. And they were like, take 2. Welcome to the House of Villains. Take 3. Well, welcome to, and they were like, take 39. And then like Omarosa walks off. And then they were like, all right, flash forward to at night. They're doing the intro again. And this time it goes off without a hitch. So I thought that kind of stuff was fun. But overall I liked it. I thought it was a fun show, and I'm looking forward to see what happens. We didn't even get an elimination on the episode. We didn't even get an elimination. Tyra says, I need help watching Traitors, and no, I don't work for Derek. Tyra, we're gonna hook you up. We're gonna hook you up, Tyra. I can't link stuff here. Are you in the Discord? If you're in the Discord, we can hit you there on Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it now. I don't know. Hit me up there. I can let you know on there. YouTube doesn't like when I give links, but Tyra, I can help you. I can help you. We'll get you worked out. Let's see. Yeah, it's happy eviction day, Dudley Morrow. How are you? Tyra, hit me up in the Discord with a message, and we'll help you out. We'll help you out, Tyra. Let's see. Oh, I missed somebody. Since crime waits for no one, this cop has to leave for now. Thank you for giving me good vibe to start my day. Love you, Ori. I'm going to miss the Amazing Race updates. So I will have it on here. If you come back later, Natasha, I will have that. Go have a good day. Be safe. Thank you for all you do. But yes, I will have a chapter marker on this video. So if later on you want to come back, you can see when we talk about the Amazing Race. Let's see. You can hear on YouTube. I did as a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune. I appeared when Vanna hosted. Wait, what? Frederick, what are you talking about? Wait a minute. You were on the Wheel of Fortune, Frederick? I'd like to do, what would I like to do? I'd like to do Jeopardy. I think Jeopardy would be fun. I'm not very good. At all of it. Here's the thing with Jeopardy. Some nights I'll watch Jeopardy and it's like, boom, every answer. I'm like, I'd own this episode. Other nights I'm just like, yeah. not for me that time. So it's hit or miss. You won 61? Frederick, good for you. Good for you. And it was Secret Santa too. Frederick. Rockstar's like, hold up. How the membership works, I put a credit card down. Jacqueline, yeah, you kind of have to do stuff with it. The memberships, pretty much you get a badge in chat where you become an official Ory-O. You get to have like emotes and things like that. I try and look for your guys' comments first. One, because it stands out a little bit in chat because you'll have a green name and you'll have the badge and stuff. But also like during on like the update videos, I try and look for your guys' comments as well. But you should be able to join through that. There's other ways you could support too, like through the Ori Fund, Throne, which is really cool as well. You can do like !Ori Fund, !Throne if you want in chat to find links to any of that stuff. There's never any pressure to do any of that stuff, but they are options as well. Love to become a member to support your channel. Jacqueline, I appreciate that. 47 in cash, 14. Frederick, that is awesome. I think for 10k subs, you should get 10,000 Oreos. I guess I potentially could do 10,000 Oreos. That's a lot of Oreos. Where am I gonna find 10,000 Oreos? How much room does 10,000 Oreos take up? Like how many boxes of Oreos is that? Someone do the math. Someone do the math on how many Oreos it would take for 10,000 boxes. Hey, we got something coming on here. Oh, it's Stin. It's Stin joining the Oreos. Stin, thank you for becoming a member here on the channel. You are an official Ory-O. You get a badge next to your name. You get emotes that you can use in chat. And I really appreciate that, Stin. Also, I see Artie. Is that how you say your name? I might be pronouncing that wrong. I apologize if I am, but with the super chat that says, thank you for all you do. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. It should, oh, there we go. There's the Hisam dance for it. There's the Hisam dance for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Gotta go now, but happy rest of the stream. Really enjoy being here. Ace, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. You gotta start opening up with what's up Oreos instead of what's up internet. I might have to. And as luck would have it, I received my check the very next day after we were all sent home from COVID in 2020. Dang. Well, I mean, actually, that is like literally lucky timing, right? Like perfect timing to end up getting that. I'm glad that was able to come through and help you out. Roughly 174 packs of Oreos. That's a lot of Oreos, guys. That's a lot of Oreos. 48 Oreos and an Oreo size. That would be 208.3, 193 boxes of thin Oreos. Oh, that's a lot of Oreos, guys. That's a lot of Oreos. With the meme section on Discord, should I do a spoiler-free meme? Or can I add a spoiler content there? I mean, yeah, I think you can do a spoiler tag on the meme, and I think you can actually tag it like that. I think if you like right click as you do it, but also you can do it in the spoiler chats too, if you want to do it there. Oreo math is mathing. Only eat the double stuffed Oreos anymore. Well, they're the best ones. They're the best ones. Absolutely. I think that's awesome that just last week or before you were almost at 9K and now you're on your way to 10K. Your updates and energy are so great. Stephanie, I appreciate it. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. These past 2 seasons, this is when it's really kind of really taken off for me here on the channel, and I literally cannot thank you all enough for being here. It's been amazing. It's been a wild ride, and I love that I get to hang out with you guys here on these live streams. It's a lot of fun getting to chat with you guys all, and it's been great. It's been a great time. Triple is, but do they have a triple stuffed? Morrow, get out of it. They do not have a triple stuffed Oreo. You're lying. That is not a thing. Hold on, I'm Googling. This can't be real. They have one called the Mega. They have a Mega stuff. It's not triple, but it's Mega. And we can open this, and I can drag this over here. There we go. That's a regular Oreo. This is a double stuffed. This is the Mega stuffed Oreo. I've never seen a Mega stuffed Oreo. That is something else. That's a big Oreo. Yeah, right? Frederick's like, I need to find the Mega stuffed. Where are these been all my life? I would get banned if I did the link inside of an Oreo first, then eat the cookie. Triple is best. I think you should leave quote. Do you have a burger cookies up in Philly? I haven't heard of that, no, but it sounds really good. I believe there was one called the Most Stuffed at one point. Chocolate covered Oreos are very good, of course. Which was even more than the Mega. Oh, there was one that was even bigger than the Mega. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. Anyway, enough Oreo talk. House of Villains. I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun, the show. So if you haven't watched it, I won't spoil too much of the first episode. I believe there's another episode tonight. So if you wanted to jump on the train, watch 2 episodes, and next Thursday we'll deep dive into it, because next Thursday is when we'll see an elimination, because the person who won the superpower, they get to put up 3 people. They'll play in some kind of elimination, and then somebody goes home. So if you guys watch House of Villains, if you haven't watched it yet, I think there's another episode that airs tonight. So you'll have 2 episodes. Watch those next Thursday. We'll take a deep dive and we'll talk more about it. Sound cool? I think that sounds cool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Traitors Canada. So, the Traitors Canada, who's been watching? Have you guys loved? Actually, we also didn't talk about the Amazing Race yet, did we? We didn't talk about the Amazing Race yet. Is this the one I had up for the Amazing Race? No, that's the schedule. What's the picture? Do I have a picture up for the Amazing Race? I don't know if I have a picture up for the Amazing Race at the moment. Hold on. Let's see. We'll put this one up for a second. And then we'll just do this. Just so we have a picture up so that people know we're talking about the Amazing Race. That is not this season. There, this is this season. There we go. Just so we can have something up. That is like the worst quality picture in the world. But there, just so we have something up so we can talk about the Amazing Race. I don't know. All right, so here's the thing. Overall, it was a decent episode, right? Like it was what it was. I liked how it was like really close at the end. Like it was very tight. A lot of teams were all right there in it in the mix. And the pit stop was right by the roadblock. So it was all really close. And then you had Robin and Chelsea. And they're kind of fun because they're playing hard. Like they are there to play. And the final pit stop or the final roadblock was you had to find like the matching picture of all of these like tiles that were all scattered around. What was it? It was like a temple in Vietnam. And like there were like minor differences. And Robin and Chelsea, they were like, nah, we're not helping anybody. Like, we're getting first place. See you later. And everyone was like, okay, gotta see how it is. And while it's fun, probably not the smartest thing, because that can hurt you in the end. Like that can really come back to bite you later, especially if they bring back the U-turn again. Like that could be rough. Very rude. That was very rude, where they were like, oh hey, like let's help each other, and they were like, I don't know, it's all the same. But I loved it. It was fun. We got carried away just chatting. Yes, we did get carried away just chatting. So I wanted to get the Amazing Race in and talk about that. So sad that Jacqueline and Victor were eliminated. Yes, it was. So they went from first to last and ended up going home on this one. Really rough to see that kind of fall from grace. They were doing so well, and then boom, all the way down. I missed the non-elimination legs that they used to do too. Yeah, they haven't done one of those in a while. I mean, actually, they've done them a couple of times, but they're rare, right? That they used to do them a lot more, I feel like, back in the day. Right, Birdie, that is how the Amazing Race goes. It can just as quickly, you can be doing super well, boom, you're in last place, and you're leaving just like that. So yeah, it could be rough. It could be rough times in the Amazing Race. The one thing though is I'm struggling to connect to many of the teams. Like I like Angela and Melina, the team from Philly, the Philly John moms. I like the father and son, the team in the red shirts there. I like the sisters in the blue shirts underneath. I kind of like the guys in the blue shirts over on this side. The guys, I completely zoomed out instead of zooming in more. These guys over here, the guy with the beard and mustache, I like them. Otherwise, like, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to connect with people. I don't know. Is the Amazing Race fun? It can be fun. then it can be fun. This one's been all right. It's been all right. They said no non-elimination this season, which is kind of a lie, right? Because technically even this last episode, Nightly, and not this episode, but the previous episode was basically an elimination leg, right? Like, it was basically a non-elimination. Like, the, oh, keep racing thing, it's kind of just a fake way of doing a non-elimination, in a way. So it was kind of a lie. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like when they used to do them, and they've had them sometimes, but I don't know. It's weird. I've never watched The Amazing Race before. It could be a lot of fun. One, I like when they show off like the different places they're going to, and see like all of like the new like unique environments and the new challenges they come up with, because a lot of it's very like cultural based in that place, and like things that like you normally wouldn't see. Even if you went and visited that country, you might not see these like very niche local customs that they do. So like that's why it ends up being kind of fun that way. But can you explain in Survivor terms? So that's the thing, Rocket. It's not like Survivor and Big Brother. There's no like real social manipulation aspect to it. Like very rarely that kind of stuff comes into play. It really is as simple as point A, point B, first team there wins, last team there gets eliminated. And along the way, there are challenges you have to do. So like they'll have one that's called a detour, and you have to pick between like two different tasks. One might be more like memory based, and you have to like learn something. One might be more like physical based, and like you have to just put in a lot of sweat to get through it, right? Like it, so like there could be like disadvantages to either one. Then there's usually something called a roadblock, which only one member of the team can do. And then you want to make sure you get done these quickly, and whoever gets to the end wins. So it's not like there's, you know, voting off or anything like that. They will every so often have things like U-turns, which is basically like where you get to screw over another team. So if you got to the U-turn board and there was a team on your tail, you could U-turn them and say, guess what? You got to go back and do the other detour. So you know how you got to pick one of the two? Guess what? They have to go back and do both of them before they go to the finish line. So sometimes that comes into play, but it's been a while since they've had that. They had one on this season for the first episode, but honestly, I don't even remember if it was actually used. I don't even remember if it was actually used or not. But yeah, it's different but fun. I don't know. It's a good show. Seems interesting. I see the ads for it in Aussie, the Aussie one, all the time. Never really knew what it was about. Yeah, it's fun, but it's different. They still use the Express Pass, so they brought that back this season, Frederick. The sisters in blue, they ended up winning it. They had to eat like a big plate of bugs. It was fun. And they both had like these plate of bugs they had to eat. But then they used the Express Pass because they kind of fell behind, and they were like, let's get back up to the front. They finished lower than they started that leg. They used the Express Pass, and instead of going further ahead, they ended up a place behind. So they, at the very least, they maintained. If they didn't use the Express Pass, who knows? Maybe they get eliminated. But they did bring that back this season, so that was kind of fun. This year, they are required to use the U-turn. Okay, that's what it was. They had to vote in the U-turn. That was right. Do they still leave the previous pit stop 12 hours after they arrive? They are detours, roadblocks, where detours both play, and the roadblock were one, and they decide before going forward. Pretty much, yeah. Those are pretty much the rules. The rice paper challenge last week was a perfect example of a cultural experience. Exactly, Donna, right? Like, if you went there, you wouldn't do that. Like, if you went on vacation, that wouldn't be the thing you would do, right? They probably wouldn't even let you do it, right? They'd be like, who is this crazy American who wants to make rice paper right now? Right? Like, they'd be like, get out of here. But it's something that you only really can see and experience on the show or by going on the show or watching the show, because like then like you get exposed to it. It's like, oh, that's really cool. Because who is going to be showing that off? Like, I guess if you wanted to watch a YouTube video on how to make rice paper, I'm sure it's out there, but like it's not getting put in front of your face or even for you to think about. So it's kind of cool that that gets shown off in that way. I want to watch The Traitors so bad. I'm in Canada. So yeah, The Traitors was great. Can I watch House of Villains in Canada? Good question. I think so. I think it's on CTV. I think it's on CTV in Canada, which I think you can watch. Maybe. Look it up, but I think you can watch it. And I think the episodes are on there. Like if you have like whatever your cable is or whatever, I think if you sign in, it might even just be free. But yeah, definitely check it out. As far as Traitors, do you guys want to get into the Traitors? Let's talk about the Traitors Canada. The Traitors Canada, baby. Oh, listen, I like the Traitors. It's a show that's based around moments, right? Like a lot of the episode you can just fast forward. It's all about what happens in the roundtable discussions. It's all about what happens like between the roundtables and the competitions. The competitions are pointless. Like they really just need to change them or get rid of them or whatever. But like the moments of like the roundtable that we saw, the banishment of the most recent episode was amazing. It was so fun, and like that those moments are worth it, right? Where it's like there's not much really going on until you get to those moments. And oh, it was so good. It was so good. Can't watch anything in America from Australia. Oh, that's a big rip. Watching snowfall. I need to get into some new shoes. Oh, you got snow already? Wow, Chris, where are you at? You're getting snow already. I love the snow though. I love a good snowfall. Based around moments, best way to right? Like the show itself can be a bit of a drag sometimes, but it builds to these great moments where people are getting murdered or people are getting voted out, and there's these fights, and there's like nothing to go off of. So it's basically like argument simulator where people are just you know, arguing for no reason. But oh, it's so fun. And this most recent episode I really had a lot of fun with, because we saw with the murder, they ended up murdering someone who did bad on the challenge, which I think is like one way you can go about doing it, right? Like if you're the traitor, you can make people think like, oh, they're murdering people based on like how well they do in the challenges, which I think was the intent. I think originally when they came up with this idea for the show Traitors, they thought, oh, well, the traitors are going to want to kill off the people that aren't doing well in the challenges. And I think they immediately thought like that was going to be the meta. But anybody who knows these shows, like that's not how you win these shows. You don't win these shows by voting off the people that you can manipulate, right? Like you keep those people around who might not be good at a challenge, but because you can kind of manipulate them a little bit, like it's fine. Like I don't care. And it doesn't even really matter how much they make in the challenges anyway. They usually make it up at the end and for the pot. Like it all works out in the end. But they killed off someone who did bad in the challenge to make people think that's where people were going with it. Then we move into like the challenge that happened on the episode. It doesn't really matter. But Melissa, one of the traitors here, she started to get some suspicion on her. People started to be very sus of her. especially because of, as anybody who is a Big Brother Canada fan would know, Kevin Robert Martin. He was on to Melissa from the instant he was able to sniff out that she was a traitor, and he's been calling her out from the get-go. And as soon as there was a little bit more momentum behind it, he took his opportunity to get her out. And what this does, it clears him 100%, but also it puts a big target on his back. But also, maybe it's a very big brain play. Follow along with me here. If you're Kevin, the winner of Big Brother Canada 5, you're going to know coming in, if you're a traitor, you're going to have a big target on your back, and you're probably just going to get voted out, right? So if you come in, you don't really even want to be the traitor because you almost want a way to clear yourself. And if you're going in knowing how they kind of cast, like, this is almost like a very meta gameplay that I don't know if this was Kevin's thought process going in, but it seems to me like Kevin didn't want to be a traitor. He wanted to be a faithful. Gambling on the fact that he would be able to spot a traitor and call them out and get them voted out. Also gambling on the fact there would be another reality star that he knows they're going to pick for a traitor. In his case, there ended up being 2 that he knew 100% they would pick as a traitor. Either Kuzi or Erica. He was lucky they chose to kill Erica, because now if you're Kevin, like if I was on this show and I'm Kevin, I 100% know that Kuzi's a traitor. There's not a doubt in my mind, if I'm Kevin in that situation, that I don't know that Kuzi is the traitor. Just based on how they cast the show. I just would know this. Like, and I think most of you here would also go, yeah, like, come on. It just would make so much sense. So he's been getting very close to Kuzi, telling her how much he trusts her. So what he's almost gambling here on is that Kuzi won't murder him, but they'll recruit him, because he also knows how this game goes. When you get a traitor out, the traitors are down a number, and they get the choice between either murdering someone or recruiting someone to be part of the traitors team. So I almost feel like this was a big gamble by Kevin. Yes. How do you say his name? Groupar? I'm terrible at the names. They were saying it on the episode, but you guys know me. I'm terrible. It's going to take me a long time. It's going to take me a while. But those are the 2 that you would potentially recruit, because he was on to the magician. I also think, though, you could murder that guy, right? And get away with it. Because if you are a traitor, like the magician is, you wouldn't then murder him and people would go, well, he's not a traitor, obviously. So it's like the so obvious move that people would go, well, it's not him. If that makes sense. But I think the move is here you recruit, and you either recruit him or you recruit Kevin. Because Kevin is so cleared. He's not going to get voted out. And if you murder him, the next person he starts pointing out, they're going to be considered a traitor, right? And you can't have him just floating around as a faithful anymore. So I think you pull Kevin in, and now, like, he's 100% with you, and since he's cleared, people are going to listen to him. So he can say and direct, like, all right, now we're going for this person, and he will have a lot of sway with how this faithful vote moving forward. So I don't know if that was Kevin's play on go in as a faithful and gamble that you can get a traitor out and get recruited by the traitors. I don't know if that was his play or not. But if so, bravo, and that's a hell of a gamble if it pulls off for him. Have the faithfuls ever won before? Yes, but with a caveat. there was a little bit of trickery with that. One, in the season where they won, one of the traitors got voted out, and he got voted out by the other traitor, and heavily, like, he did like the eyes. He gave him the eyes where it was like that guy kind of a thing. So one, they should have known, and I don't think that was really something that should like, I feel like you shouldn't be able to give away like that. But once they got to the final vote, the final traitor kind of felt bad. Like, he would have won. He would have won, but he felt bad and kind of gave up. Like, he kind of let them win, if that makes sense. Because he didn't want it. He didn't want to take the money from them. Which it's like, come on, bro, win the thing. So it's a very hard path for the traitors, or for the faithful, I should say. As a traitor, you're in control. As long as you can stay under the radar, you have a lot of control over where the game goes. A lot. Whereas a faithful, you're just kind of there hoping you don't get murdered. Like, that is your whole play, is you just hope you don't get murdered and you hope for the best. But definitely, I'm having a lot of fun with this season of Traitors Canada. I'm really looking forward to Traitors USA Season 2. If you guys don't know, Traitors USA Season 2, the cast looks insane. It's going to be wild. Absolutely crazy. That just proves the challenge need to reward the faithful. 100%. They need to reward the faithful with some kind of info, or they need to encourage the traitors to expose themselves more. I think that's the bigger key, is you need there to be some kind of incentive for the traitors to be sus. And without that, it makes it really hard for the faithful. Are they still doing BB Excuse me. Are they still doing BB Australia? I believe so. I think they're still doing that. Love BB Can as well. Absolutely. Or it's very hidden on 10 play. Oh. So they may not be doing BB Australia. There's some fixes that they should make. Breakfast table and nerfing the traitors. Yeah. The breakfast table is another one. Like, they already should have known that Kevin was clear. Like, it's a little meta, but if you know how they do these shows, they're not going to have that last person walking through the door be a traitor, because they want the two people who were left to be a mystery to the audience. So if you're sitting there at the table and Kevin is walking through the door last, you instantly should know Kevin's not a traitor, right? The only times that you don't know that from the last person walking in are what could happen at this next breakfast table. So if they recruit, there's no murder. So the last person who walks in very well could be a traitor. It doesn't necessarily have to be a faithful. There's no suspense, right? But other than that, when there is a murder, you almost can guarantee the person who's walking in is not a traitor, for the guarantee of suspense for the viewer at home. The only way to change that is if, like, they re-record it at the breakfast table, right? Like, if they record several versions, like one version of where Kevin's walking in and one version where, like, someone else is walking in. But then also, if they recorded a bunch of versions, that would make people sus of people. Like, with inadvertently, like, why are they recording extra versions? Are they trying to hide that Kevin's a traitor? Like, it would just, there's definitely, they need to fix and change the way that works. I think the best way to do it is groups, right? Like, don't have it be, like, the last two in, right? Or, like, two people at the end. Have it be, like, a mystery between three people, the traitor being in that group of four. So three people are going to walk in that door. I guess you could technically do it with two, right? Nah, because if one of them is a traitor, then it doesn't work. You need two people that could also potentially be there, right? They just need to change something with it. It needs to get fixed. Linda, good morning. How are you? Hopefully you're having a great day. Drawing a blank. Anyone remember a YouTube show where people living in a house, they were eliminating, there was a red light token or something for safety? Chris, you were thinking of Sequester. Yes. Sequester's pretty good. Whatever, there are 3 seasons of it or something like that. It was all right. Have you ever seen the online Sequester that was BBUS versus BB Canada? And it was all BBUS players and all BB Canada players. They all played over Zoom. Like, it wasn't like in person, but it was still pretty fun. Traitors needs live feeds. Yes, it does. The game format isn't perfect, but the round tables are hot most of the time. That's where I'm at. Exactly, Stin. That is 100% where I'm at too. Traitors should have some sort of veto type thing where the veto is hidden in the house and that someone can find to keep them safe. So Rockstar, they do have something like that. It comes in later in the season. It's called like the Shield, and they'll have like that as part of like the winning team or whatever, the team that comes in first at the challenge. One of them will get the opportunity to get the Shield at random. But I agree, there should be something where like you just find it and you have the Shield. So if they try and murder you, the Traitors don't even know, and it could be a fake murder where it doesn't work. I like that, where it's hidden. Had the potential. Any other like that? Yeah, like that's the thing, right? It had potential, and I think there's potential with this. Yeah, right. The Shield's kind of useless, right? Like it should be more. It should be more. The Traitors is great. The Traitors is a lot of fun. It just needs some fixes. The Mole's going to be interesting too when that comes around. So there's a lot. There's a lot to look forward to. But yeah, I think that really kind of wraps up everything I really had to chat about. Was there anything you guys wanted to chat about before we called it a stream? I want to thank you guys all for hanging out. Everyone who's been here. It's been a lot of fun. I always enjoy getting the chat with you guys in the chat. I don't always get to see every message. It can be hard keeping up with all of them. But I really do appreciate you guys hanging out and joining me here. Yes, some Big Brother. You guys want to talk about Big Brother? Could there be a 4-player final format? Interesting. Maybe. Thanks for today. Off work. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you as well, Chris. Hope you have a great day off. I made collection of memes on this episode for Survivor. Rocket, if you're in the Discord, post them in Discord. We have a Survivor channel, so you can post them up in there. I would love to see it. By the way, Reilly for HOH. Yes, Reilly for HOH. There I am. You're there? Awesome, Rocket. Yeah, post those memes in Discord. I'd love to see them. A 4-person Final Four format. How would this work, Morrow? How would that work? So if it was a 4-person Final Four format, the way Final Four normally works now is you have an HOH, they nominate 2 people, but HOH is just really for safety. That's all it is. Veto is the power, because veto has the sole vote and determines who's actually on the block. Since there's the HOH, they can't be on the block, and then there's 3 other people, 2 are nominated. If one of those nominees wins vetoes, the 3rd person has to go up on the block, and the veto holder holds all the power on who they vote out. So if you did a Final Four of that, would they do it the same way? And then, yeah, Rocket, like what would the jury be like in that situation? Would it be a 5-person jury? No, it would be less than that, right? Because... Or no, it would be a 5-person jury because there would be 4. Yeah. You do a double eviction during finale? That would be weird too, right? Because how do you do a double eviction for finale when Final 3 HOH is a 3-part thing. You can't do Final 3 HOH all in one night. One of them's endurance. One of them is like all of the dates and stuff like that. And oh, we got a super chat coming on in. We got a super chat. Who is that? Linda with the super chat. You get a little Hisam dance. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, like there has to be only 3 people on finale night. There has to be. It's the only way it works. Final 5 and 4 could be a double. It could be. It could be. Man, Rocket, could you imagine? Because like Final 4, like I said, veto is everything. Could you imagine Final 4 veto being during a double eviction? That's such a huge power of veto to have happen in an instant and then have no time to think about it. Because that's a huge decision you have to make on who you're taking with you to the Final 3. Because you know the HOH is going to be there, but you then choose who that third person is. It's a big responsibility. That would be wild in a double eviction scenario. The math just isn't math in here. They're messing with us, right? 120-minute episode. I'm betting we're going into it with 4 players. They can do anything. It's Big Brother. But how does it's like, again, there's 3 parts to the Final 3 HOH. Would they just completely change that? Would they completely change how that works? I don't know. I don't know. I think if they play, there is a save Cory because Cory is my shield in the game. There is a chance and there is a bit of a play for them to save Cory, and they've thought about it. But I just don't think they do it. It's almost a guarantee that Cory's gonna go tonight. I just don't see it happening. Triple eviction, maybe JD, because that's the thing. 3 people need to go. There's 3 extra people in the house as far as the weeks are concerned. And the math just ain't mathing. Why not? Morrow, why not change it, right? I could very well see that as well. It could be 3-part for the Final 4 and make it Final 3. Maybe Rocket. Maybe. And then what would you do with the jury? Because it would be like uneven, right? It would be a 6-person jury. So I guess you would have to do like a viewer vote, like America's vote, not the player, but us, right? Triple eviction kills the feeds. 100% it kills the feeds. Morrow. Honestly, there's almost no way the feeds aren't getting kind of killed at some point here. That's inevitable. But it's just when it happens, right? If Jag breaks the comp record, will it come with an asterisk? Oh. I mean, he was evicted. Is there another reason why it would need an asterisk other than him being evicted already? If no, then maybe you don't even need one. Maybe you don't even need one. I don't know. I accidentally lost you. Yeah, I see. I saw it said that you became a member. I was waiting for the alert to come up. But Linda, thank you for joining the Oreos once again. I'll give you the little Hisam dance, even though there's no music. But thank you for joining up again for the Oreos. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. They can whittle it down to final 2 in finale night, and the jury is still 7. Right? Like maybe they just change the format completely, and why not? Right? Like you never know. Aren't there more comps in 100-day season? I don't know, because I know they wasted a week on Cam and Jared. I guess technically technically there are more comps, right? Are there? Are there technically more comps that he's competed in? That's, I guess, a question. That might be a question. But also that's kind of like a similar question that people are having with the NFL right now, because they've added weeks to the schedule, and it's not the first time, right? Like, they've added weeks before. Like, the NFL season used to be 14 weeks at one point, and then it went to 16, and now we're at what, 18 weeks or whatever. So as you add more weeks, like, single season records start become like a little fuzzy, because it's like, well, this person played in a season that was longer than the other person, so does that record still kind of hold? It ends up being a little bit like of a thing. It's like, do you question that? I don't know. Maybe, I think it's like, it's one of those things you have to at least put out there. When you're having the discussion, you have to say, well, he did play in a longer season. So that's a thing you have to put out there too. Rather than triple, they could do a normal week double eviction style. Ooh, that's a possibility as well. Yeah, Linda, like Linda said, if you're new here, by the way, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you've been here on this live stream this whole time, smash that like button and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, you never miss a stream. I really do appreciate all of you for hanging out. It's a lot of fun. And yes, if you are here hanging out, smash that like button. Let's get the little bit of a like spike going for the stream right there. So start off finale night, you do a fast basic week, then move into the normal format. But the only thing is with that, Morrow, can they fit in a 3-part final 3 HOH all in one night? That's a lot. And they already don't do much of a like a reunion. Like, I really wish they did more talks with the house guests after the vote is read. Like, we always, like, we find out the winner, we find out America's favorite player, and then it's like, see you later, bye till next year. And like, I always want more of like a breakdown afterwards, right? Like, I want them all sitting there having the talks they have with Julie, like before the votes are read. I want that after the votes are read, all on stage, right? So yeah, that's what I wish they did more of. And I don't know if they have the time to do it, because you have to do the jury vote. You have to do the jury roundtable. You have to do part 1 at least. If you then have part 2, which you're also showing on finale, and you have to also do part 1, like, finale's already jammed packed. Like, I don't know if they have the time to do all that. As long as I get Oreo for liking, yes, sure, you can get an Oreo for liking. I miss secret rooms. Chris, I miss secret rooms as well. Are we Oreos? Well, Ginny, we're all Oreos, but you do become an official Oreo by joining the channel. There's no pressure to join, but you can join the channel. You get a badge just like Morrow has there. You get some emotes like Stin is showing off as well there that you can use in chat. So it ends up being kind of fun. And it supports the channel. There's lots of different ways you can support me here on the channel. You can join and become a member of the channel. You can support the Ori Fund, which supports Oris everywhere. You can check out Throne, where you can actually like buy gifts. You can suggest things that you want me to get and add on to the list. You can do that too. There's a bunch of links for them. I know it keeps posting them, but I think most of them are broken. So let me post these here up in chat. Like, we'll do the Ori Fund, which I think is going to work. We'll do Throne. Is exclamation join one? Maybe? I don't know. There's the Ori Fund and there's Throne. Those are 2 links there for ways that you can join. I know there's also a link for joining the channel in the description of this live stream. There should also be one in a pinned comment afterwards. And then also you can join with a little button right underneath as well. as we got a new subscriber coming on in. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button, by the way. I appreciate it. We do have a secret alliance now. Shh, don't tell anybody. I guess I should have a different alert, like, GIF for members. I think I do have a different alert for members. And I think for members, it's Chilltown. And I think for subscribers, it's the secret alliance. I think that's how I have it set up. Hit the like, it helps them too. And comments help the channel. Yes, Birdie, likes, comments, all the interaction that you guys do on the channel all really helps to support, and even that alone, right? If you can't do anything else, just hitting that like button, doing a comment here on the channel, all of that helps push the videos more. Share it with a friend. Do you have somebody in your life who loves Big Brother, who loves reality shows, who just wants to watch somebody on a Thursday morning, drink coffee, and chat with people online? Share the channel with them and let them know we're here. You have Twitter? Share this on Twitter. You have Facebook? Share this on Facebook. I'm not even on Facebook with... I should probably have like an Ori Facebook thing. I know there's a whole Facebook community that watches Big Brother over there, so I probably get involved in that and get stuff posted over there as well, but I don't do that. If you're on Facebook, go post this. Get everybody liking that. And we got, hey, look at that. We got a super chat coming in from, who's that? Is that Morrow coming in with a super chat? I appreciate it. You get a little Hisam dance. Get a little Hisam dance. Big shout out to Morrow as well. Oh, we didn't do the draft today. Hold on. We didn't do the draft. Let me pull that up. Let me pull up the draft. We didn't do a draft update. We did not do a Thursday draft update. I probably, if we're being honest, I'm a little upset about my draft right now. I am out of it. I'm completely out of it. Oh, Linda, you missed what happened last night. So, Linda, if you do rewind and go to the beginning of this video, I give a full recap of the update. And you can rewind like right now if you wanted to, or after the end of this live stream, you can go back and watch it as well. Because I think what we'll do here is we'll give an update on the draft. We'll make sure to kind of check in with everybody again before finishing up, and then I think we'll call it for the day. But here, if we do take a look at the draft, we've got Dud, Emily, and Don't Call Me Chrissy up at the top there, looking good with Jag and Matt up at number 1 with 61 points. That's a tough team to catch up. Brillo here really can't even catch them. Brillo and Insulin, because they have Matt and they also only have Jag, any points they get can only be matched. So really, these guys are kind of out of it at this point. Let's see here. Clinton's got America. Clinton could make a run. Liv and Danette, they're also at a point where they're almost kind of out of it now because they don't have anyone who can go up against Dud and Emily and Don't Call Me Chrissy's team. Borgie will beat Dylan. Sadly, is going to be losing Cory this week, so they won't be able to really make a run either. Ooh, man, is there really anybody who's in... Jessica Milagros, BB25's own Jess. She's in there at number 6. She does have America, which could push her up. The one thing is Clinton will always be ahead of Jess, so she could catch up, but potentially Clinton would end up beating her. If America starts doing really well in some competitions. Let's see. JC's got Felicia, would need her to step up. Amy Loves Squirtle's got Blue. And then rounding out the top 10 here, probably Rebecca. She's looking for Bowie. She's looking for Bowie to step up big time here. So there's a few teams that are in striking distance of taking it all. But it's looking really good for Dud, Emily, and Don't Call Me Chrissy right now. Definitely looking really good. But at the end of the day, someone down lower could have like Cirie Or no, they couldn't have Cirie because I don't think Cirie was an option actually to draft. But they could have, let's say, Blue. And Blue ends up winning. That's a lot of points just for being the winner of the season. So anything is really up in the open. Anything's really kind of up in the open right now. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I like Matt. Cameron did crush it. Cameron really played so well. Being at the top here, and he'll be at the top almost no matter what happens with the season. He'll be one of the top, I'd say, 5 players at the end once the tallies are done, just based on how well he did in the competitions. I want the live feeds in the jury. That would be crazy if they were able to have that. Too much fun chatting with you. It is way too much fun chatting with you guys here on these streams. I really do love these a lot. And I think even once the season wraps up, I might try and do some more of these morning live streams here. I want to, once I have more time as well, I think it'll be easier to do more kind of like late night streams over on Twitch and over on Kick, where we can hang out, kind of maybe play some games and stuff like that too. Once the season kind of wraps up, I still want to keep things kind of going. I want to have, at the very least, some weekly videos coming out as well as more live streams and other stuff, kind of chatting here on the channel, and kind of keep things fresh, keep things going. A lot of big plans, because once the season of Big Brother ends, the channel's not going to kind of run dry like we kind of did last season, because it was kind of a surprise on how big things got last year. I really wasn't prepared moving into what it was going to be. So I want to kind of keep the momentum going at least a little bit and see what we can do. Because I also think we're going to get another Big Brother season in the winter. Then we're going to have Big Brother Canada, which will be coming up sometime around like April or even earlier than that. Usually it's around like March is when it starts. Usually finishes up around May. First week of May is usually around like the finale. So it's definitely going to be a lot. Going to be a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, Winter BB I think is going to be fun. Exactly, Mario. I want to play some games with you guys. We could do things like Jackbox, which is a lot of fun. We could do all kinds of different like other like community games, other things that I kind of just want to hang out. I also want to watch some old reality shows. We started doing that a little bit before Big Brother, but then we got like so wrapped up in everything. And I want to like revisit some of these old reality shows, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like we watched like a couple like beginning episodes of things, and we were like, we got to just hold off because this is a deep dive. It's a very, very deep dive. Let's see where else we at. I see Christian coming on in with a super chat. There will eventually be a Hisam alert. I hope we'll start the Hisam dance though. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I mostly got into BB because of Cirie. Yeah, I think a lot of people. Oh, there we go. There's the Hisam. There's the Hisam dance. We'll get that going for you, Christian. I appreciate the super chat. And what does it even say? $2 for us to call Blue Pokemon Blue. How Bowie Jane? Yeah, how has Bowie Jane not been on the block, right? How has she not been on the block? Her and Matt, the only ones. But yeah, Rockstar, I think a lot of people like only got into Big Brother because of Cirie. So hopefully you are liking the game of Big Brother and you're excited for more of it moving forward. The Joe Schmo show, that Morrow, that should go on the list. That should be on the list of things that we should watch. Joe Schmo show was great. And then I think they also went on to do like other seasons of that with different people that we could check out too, if we could find the links for that. She's the reason I got into Mo shows. It's early for me, 5 a.m. However, made it this morning. Coffee and Oreos for breakfast. Love it, Birdie. I love it. Blood on the Clock Tower. Blood on the Clock Tower. I don't know. Is that a game show? Let me see. Copy that and we'll Google. Oh, it's like a game. Oh, Oh, it's like a game. Ooh, that looks, okay, I'm gonna save that tab. I'm gonna save that tab and look into that more. That looks fun. Let's see. Yes, Morrow, Murder in Small Town X. That is already on the list. I've got links for that. I was like, we gotta watch this. This looks amazing. Murder in Small Town X is on there. Glass House is on the list. Utopia. I want to watch Utopia. So there's a lot. It's like Among Us Town of Salem. Yes, Rockstar. That's interesting. I like that. That seems fun. So there's a lot of things that I want to do that I think we could do like as a community and get people kind of playing games, and I think it would be a lot of fun. Saw 14 and I think 18, 2 good seasons. 14's a lot of fun with Dan, Janelle, Brittany, Ian's on there. That's a fun season. That's a good one. Let's see, where else are we at here? Did I miss anything else? I think that pretty much covers it. But I think what we are going to do too, I want to thank you guys all again for hanging out with me today. But I think we're going to call it a stream. I think we're going to wrap things up here. But honestly, I just cannot thank you guys all enough for joining me. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you made it all the way to the end of the stream, smash that like button. Hit that notification bell too, so you never miss a video and you never miss a stream, because it will notify you when I go live. Check out the links to all of my socials. Excuse me. Wrong pipe or something there. It was like, oh, caught myself. Yeah, check out the Discord. It's a lot of fun chatting over there. Check out all those socials like Twitter, X, whatever it's called. I don't know. Kick and Twitch, I do want to get those kind of back up and running. I know it's been a while since I streamed over there, but thank you guys all so much. Yeah, the draft. Check out bb.house so you can check out the draft and keep up with all the scores. I really can't thank you guys all enough for all the support. I love and I appreciate you all as always. Tonight, we'll see who gets evicted. I think it's going to be Cory. And thank you guys all again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.